now going to touch the pad. Everybody in the world fused. Yeah, there you go. Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. I'm a bit disappointed. Actually, I'm very disappointed. I purchased as you know, I'm a big fan of the Makita power tools, and I've used them for a very, very long time. Probably about 20 years. Yes, I have. And I purchased, where is it now? Jumping the gun really, but I purchased a Makita angle grinder. This was bought in the UK before I came to New Zealand, and I reckon it's probably now about 13 years old, 12 to 13 years old, maybe a little bit longer, I'm just not entirely sure. And this grinder has been phenomenally good for us. It's done a great job. It's worked very, very hard. And it was originally purchased so that Ben could go off into the forest and cut off padlocks from the gates that have been locked, which shouldn't have been locked, and it was really useful. He could just put a battery in, jump on his quad bike, fly into the forest, and off was the padlock, and the green lane that we were allowed to use was open again, and the quad bikes could get down there without any problems. But then it when it came to New Zealand, it started to be used a lot more in the workshops. And just to give you the model, I think it's there, look. There you go, there's the model. It is a BGA 452 18 volt. It uses the same batteries as my other tools as well, so I'm not sure if that's going to focus on there or not. But there you go, that's the one. And the other day, I'll just put a battery in for you. In fact, yesterday I was using it, and it has been playing up for a while, where sometimes it'll lose a bit of power and the speed, the rotational speed of the disc will be a lot less, and then it'll suddenly start working properly again. And then yesterday it slowed down, no smoke, it slowed down, and it just stopped. And like you can see, look, turning it on, nothing. But when you put a new battery in, you do get the flashy lights. There you go, look. So it's recognizing the battery, but something's happening. Either the switch is broken, or the brushes have burnt out, or what, I don't know. But it's a great excuse to go and buy another one. But before I do, I want to find out what happened to this one. Is it something I can repair? Is it just burnt out brushes? Or has it finally given up the ghost and is going to have to go in the bin? And I hate putting stuff in the bin. I love buying new tools, but I also hate waste. So I want to find out what's inside here. So I'm going to take a look. But just trying to support the Makita brand. You know, this is one of the drills that I bought in the UK. Bloody good. Had that, well, there's the model, look. There you go. BDF 456 by the looks of it. Yeah, BDF 456, 18 volt again. Been a great piece of kit, but I did buy a new one. It was getting a bit tired, so I went out and I bought a brushless one, which is a lot more power. Twin headlights, look at that, it's fantastic compared to the old one. Look, I do like Makita gear. Anyway, so I bought that actually for Ben for his Christmas present, and then promptly borrowed it off him, and it's here in the workshop and gets used pretty much every day that I'm down here. I also went out and I bought, at the same time, one of those really cool LED lights that they have. And I'm not sponsored by Makita. This isn't a sponsorship kind of video, but I bought this, and I was putting a lot of stuff in the loft last weekend, I think it was. Yes, or the weekend before, I can't remember now. The days just disappear. And we had this on one battery, and it was I think it was a 3 amp battery, the same that's on there now. We had it on battery, and that ran all day long on the one battery. It was still as bright as ever at the end of the day. So it's a really good bit of kit. You can turn it down a bit if you want, and of course you can move the light around, and it's nice and bright. And that's important because, you know, someone like me, I've got really shit eyesight, and I need nice bright lights to see what I'm doing. Now we've also got the 3/8 impact wrench. That's doing very well. I bought that last year, and of course its big brother, the big one. And there's actually a couple of videos of me testing the output, the torque output of this, which turned out to be a really, really popular video, and I will do a few more like that. But what let me down? Not just this one. You know, 13 years, you can go, well, that's fair enough. I can accept that, even if we can't fix it. What did let me down, Makita, is I bought a mains powered grinder for Benjamin, for one of his Christmas presents, probably I think it was last year or the year before. So this is probably about 14, maybe 16 months old now, and it's been broken for over 6 months. So within the year, probably still under warranty, but I forgot to take it back. Within the year, this thing burnt out. Now there's the specs. There you go. Look, so it's a 9555NB is the model of that one, and I was wholly disappointed. Complete waste of money. It was pretty underpowered to start off with. It really struggled with flap discs, and it just basically resorted in using it only for cutting steel, because that's all it would do. Anything, a grinding disc or a flap disc, and it would just bog down. Just not up to the job, to be honest. But I've got one more grinder to show you. Hang on a second. This grinder, this is like the holy grail of grinders. I bought this, I'm not kidding, about 20 years ago. And I use it for all my fabrication work. And it's never let me down. It's never had any work done apart from a few new cables put on it, because we tend to cut through them and things. And it's a Metabo. Yeah, look, Metabo. Now I don't have. I've got a jigsaw made by Metabo as well, which has been really good, but I don't use that that often, so it's not really a valid test. And there's the sticker. See what you can make out of that. See if I can read it for you. It is, golly, the sticker's damaged. Looks like a 010 26380. W10 to 25 quick, whatever that is. I don't know, not too sure on the model. It's old, it's probably obsolete, but this has done literally thousands of hours of work, and it's never had the brushes changed, it's never been in bits, it's never caused a problem, and it's very, very powerful. We use 5-inch discs in the 4.5-inch grinders, by the way, and that usually results in us taking the safety guard off. Yes, I know, but it's okay, we're motorcyclists, so this is nothing compared to riding a motorbike. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a really good piece of kit. So I would strongly recommend, if you're buying a 240 volt or a mains powered angle grinder and you want something pretty small that's powerful, the Metabo, really good brand. So what's this video all about, Andy? Well, let's get back to basics. The video is about taking this apart and seeing what failed inside. Here we go. Right, well, it looks like we've got a few screws to undo. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've never been inside this, so bear with me a little bit. See if this will work. It's not often I try and fix my power tools, but this has been a really good bit of kit, and if I have to go and buy a new one, I wouldn't hesitate to buy another Makita, but I don't know, it just seemed to stop very strangely. There was, like I said, no smoke. If there'd been smoke, then, well, am I saying that? Ben might have been using it, and it might have let all the smoke out while he was using it, so I don't know. Maybe it is burnt out. I know it wasn't a great lover of the flap discs, and we did vow not to use flap discs in it, but sometimes needs must, you know, you just get on with the job, don't you? Right, let's see if we can get those last two screws out. There we go. Now they're all the same length, which is good. Not that you'll need to know that, but anyway. Okay, flat screwdriver. See if we can pry it open with that. I don't think there's anything else. There aren't any other screws on there. So let's have a look, see what we can do. I think we've got to take the end off first, haven't we? Jeez. Okay. Give that a go then. Still in shot? Only just, he says. Where's my posse? There we go. Same screws again? No, they're a bit longer. Right, they'll go over there then. But yeah, we send Ben off into the forest. before we'd open the off-road centre for the morning, and he would go and blast around the 1 hour quad route and make sure all the gates hadn't been locked, because even though there were public roads, there were some people in the area that were quite happy to go and chuck a padlock on the gate just to stop us from using it. Well, of course it didn't stop us from using the track, but you know, they thought it would. In actual fact, some people used to put big concrete, farmers would put big concrete blocks in the way, but the old Unimog would soon get those out of the way too, so never really caused us too much of a problem, and I quite enjoyed the challenge. Right, let's take a look. Oh, okay, so that's the head. That's a pretty neat design. You can just take that off and it's completely, you know, a separate unit. Bloody good. The bearing, man, the bearing feels perfect. And this has done a lot of work, and even the teeth inside, look. Where's my little torch? Hang on. Let's have a proper look. Right. So you can see down inside there, look, those teeth. There's no broken teeth on that that crown wheel. That's what I call that. Little mini crown wheel down there, and they don't look overworn either. Pretty cool. Good bearing, good gear. Well done, Makita. Okay, so just turning the pinion then. Feels quite notchy on the bearings, but that might be something to do with the motor. Oh, it sounds a bit rough, doesn't it? Okay, well, now we should hopefully be able to split those off now. Like I say, I have no idea. I've never taken one of these apart. It might involve no other screw under there, is there? Okay. Interesting stuff. Whoa, look at that. It gave us a little slot. Okay. Maybe just moving that back far enough will let us to get this one out now. Doesn't want to come. Oh, crap. There we go. Right. What have we got? Well, we've got an armature. Come back, torch. So, what does the armature look like? Well, visual inspection doesn't look too bad. I can't see any burn marks on there. It hasn't been poling. There's no marks on here. Tiny little bearing, look at that. But that's the end that has no load. This is the end that's loaded and has a much larger bearing on it. You see there, look? And that bearing now, super smooth. As is that one. And that commutator looks in pretty good nick too. So I don't think we have the fault yet, but we can do a continuity test on that to see if there's any burnt out windings, but this does not smell burnt. That's a good sign. Okay, we'll stick that little rubber back on there, and that'll be there to try and, I think, to reduce vibration. Okay. Ooh, man, there's a lot of iron filings in here. Look at this. Look at that. That's how much grinding we've done. Man, there's a lot of iron filings. That's not going to help, is it? Jeez, let's clear all those out. What's that? That's not an iron filing. Okay, I'll keep that to one side for a bit. Okay, well, we should now, in theory, be able to separate that. Let's give it a go. Iron filings everywhere, look. Jeez. I remember taking my Black & Decker electric drill apart one day. That was when I was a kid, that was a long time ago. There we go. Keep the switch on one side. Right. Casing. Looks pretty good. Again, no burn marks. Holy moly. See, look at the iron filings. That's just monstrous. Wow. Pretty impressive. That's just dirt. Look at that, grinding dust that's turned to stone almost. Right, so we've got some serious cleaning up to do on the fixed magnets there. Okay, so let's take a look. I don't want to pull the whole thing out if I don't have to. So now if we just pop that other brush cover, okay, and we'll just, should be able to undo that. Oh my word, it should just undo. It should just undo, he says. Jeez. There we go, that's that one. Now you can access these from the outside, you don't have to take the whole tool apart, but I'm pleased I did because of all this bloody, look at that, it's just incredible. Right, one brush. Let me get a smaller screwdriver. God, I love taking things apart, it's good fun. I think from memory this was about £200 when we bought it. It was quite expensive for what it was, but it was purchased specifically to cut those padlocks off, much to the Forest Commission's disgust, no doubt, because some of their staff were putting them on and they weren't allowed to. It became a personal thing, but that's all right. We're all human. Come on, Mr. Brush, you should come out of there. 438. It's got stamped on there. I don't think you just got to replace the whole brush pack by the looks of it. We should be able to replace just the brushes. Oh, there we go. We've got movement. I was watching a few of AVE's videos. Very good. Very, very intelligent chap. Now, I suspect that should just come out of there. It seems to be a bit stuck. God damn, why are you so stuck? Oh, that's why. Look, it's burnt. See on the end of there? That doesn't look normal. If you can see that or not. So it's been getting a bit hot. So maybe just pull that out of there for a second. Can we unplug that? Geez, I better mark it right around. Okay, I'm going to put a little paint mark on there, just so I know which wire goes on where. There we go. Because if I can get it wrong, I will get it wrong. Oh, look at that. It's got a connector on it. Good old Makita. Right, so we can get rid of that. I reckon that just needs a really good clean out. Get rid of all these bloody iron filings. Look at that. They just keep coming out, don't they? Job for later on, I think. Off camera. Right. So, just looking at this. It does look like it's been getting hot. You can see this or not. I'm trying to get a bit more light on the matter for you. But you can see up there, look, there's been some burning going on. That looks like burnt plastic to me. And the brush, oh, look at that! The brush itself has been arcing inside its holder. In fact, the holder's all burnt away around there. So it's not just a case of new brushes. It's going to need a new brush holder. Holy shit. So I'll have to get a new one of these. Maybe that's how you buy them nowadays anyway. It looks like it's all pressed in, so you can't actually remove the brush. Maybe you can, maybe you should be able to. It's just the damage that's holding it in, the melted plastic. Where's that cap? Yeah, there, look, you see inside? That's all melted away. It doesn't look very even. It doesn't look right. Okay. So we've got sort of overcurrent on those brushes, haven't we? Let's see if we can get this. Oh, God's sake. See if we can get this other cap off. Might need to use some pliers on it, we'll see. Oh, yeah, pliers. Yeah, see if you can beat this. Okay. There we go. Yeah, again, it smells a bit burnt. The end of that cap there, look, you can see, again, it's all rough and got little bubble marks in it. Yeah, I think she's just got a little bit too hot, Mr. Young. See if we can get that one out. Just while we're here. See if this comes out any easier. Oh, she's got movement. There we go. Yeah, all the feed wires are all still in place, look. That run back to the controller. Not sure whether I can get that brush out or not. Nothing to lose. Oh, there we are. Oh, fantastic. So you can see there, this is the original section of the brush. This bit here has been exposed and not within the actual brush support. And then it steps down. You can see the section there has been eroded away. It just drops right away. So it's been arcing. This brush has been loose in the holder, just arcing away. Not good. And by the looks of it, it's pretty much worn out. I don't know what the minimum length of the brush, the specification is for these, but it must be getting down a bit. It has done a lot of work. So can we get the other brush out now? If we give it a bit of a push. Can we give it a push? Maybe from this side. Let's see. Oh, there we are. Look at that. What a pro. Not really. Now this one's not so bad, but it is slightly shorter by the looks of it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that those brushes are way beyond their sell-by date, to be honest. But you can see that one there, how bad it is, where it's been eroded. This one, again, is just starting to do that. There's a lot of wear marks on there. Okay, so verdict is we need a new one of these because these brush holders are a bit damaged. You can see where it's all been burnt around there. Look, it's been arcing away, hasn't it? Big time. This one's not too bad, but that one's been arcing. It's been melting up here. There's bits of plastic stuck around there, look. So we'll order a new one of those for it, if we can get it. If we can't, geez, we're in trouble then, aren't we? Okay, well, we will test that armature, won't we? Pretty sure it's good, but we'll chuck in the vise, we'll get a multimeter, and we'll test the armature too. Right, so just mount that in the vise carefully, don't damage it. That's what we want. Okay. Right, one battery. We'll just use a test light, be easy, won't it? So we'll stick that on there. If you'll go on. Go on, you can do it. There we are. Right. Let's just test the old test light first, make sure that's working. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Okay, well, we're going to go for opposite. Remember, this is a DC power, so we want to get this so it shows in the camera, obviously. Yep, that one works. You see the little test light light up. So I'm just putting it on the opposite winding. So I know it's off camera, but basically that one and that one. Oh, there you go. You can see it now. Brilliant. So now that one and that one, that one and that one. I think there's only 6, but we'll keep going. So we've got continuity. One last check to do is to make sure it's not down to ground. So we can do it off here if you want. So we'll just hold that on there. It should be off. It is off. Make sure there's no current going to ground. This is checking the insulation on the armature, and the insulation, you can see the copper wire is all covered in like a varnish stuff, and if they burn, that quickly fails and it all turns pear-shaped. Just to check, yes, it does light. There we go. Fantastic, quite happy with that. Great stuff, because if that had been faulty, this tool will be junk. So there you go. Was it worth pulling it apart? Yes, it was. All we need is a new brush pack and a couple of brushes. Shouldn't be that expensive and a lot cheaper than buying a whole new angle grinder. So I'm very happy about that. Saved a lot of money because I was just about to go out and buy a new Makita angle grinder. Obviously I'd have bought a brushless one, but it was probably about 400 or 500 New Zealand dollars, and that's a lot of money. You know, I'm spending a lot of money on the steelwork. Can't really afford to do that, but I can afford at the moment in the budget to buy some new a new brush pack. You know, and who knows, I might buy a spare one just to put in the cupboard, being the chap that I am. But just pulling this apart, it really highlights just how well Makita tools are made, or used to be made. This is, don't forget, this is 12 or 13 years old, so you know, back in the day they knew how to make tools. Now of course production no doubt has been moved, like most manufacturers, to cheaper countries, you know, where they can produce the goods for less, and unfortunately the quality tends to be affected too. But I'm very, very happy with what I've found today. So a bit of a cleaning up job, put those new brush pack in there, and it should be good to go. So there should be a follow-up video on me putting this thing back together. Okay crew, well hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's not something I normally do, but it is all part of running a workshop. You need to look after your tools, and sometimes you have to fix them yourself. It's quite expensive to send them away, isn't it? If you enjoyed the video, why not click on the subscribe button? You'll see a little gear icon turn up. Click on the gear icon, and then you can tick the box and turn on notifications, exactly the same way as just ringing the bell on a smart device. Our friends down at YouTube will send you an email as and when I upload any new videos. You'll also find me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to communicate through any of those portals. And a huge thanks to all the new, in fact all the patrons of the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. You can go onto Patreon, there's a link on the homepage, and you can donate to the channel if you like. And it's the patrons' money, plus of course some of the earnings from the YouTube channel itself. Obviously these videos do earn a small amount from YouTube, which is, you know, one of the reasons why we keep going, isn't it? And that money goes towards doing things in the workshop, whether it's the fabrication work to the roof, buying new tools, or buying new project vehicles, just so we can keep, or I can keep bringing you these videos, because I do enjoy it. And my apologies again for not producing any videos for the last couple of weeks, but I've been away. My work job that I have, you know, Monday to Friday, sometimes at weekends, sometimes all the time, it really does minimize the amount of time I have in the workshops at certain times of the year. Okay crew, well that's it. See you next time. Cheers. Over and out. And you get the flip again. Oh.